Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into something absolutely huge that's unfolding right now. We're talking about India's massive technological ambitions, specifically its rapid, almost explosive evolution in the realm of artificial intelligence. Based on a really close look at the nation's strategic moves, the scale of what's being attempted here is, well, it's mind-blowing. We aren't just talking about launching a couple of new apps. We're talking about a complete ground-up shift in how a nation of over 1 billion people fundamentally interacts with technology. So that brings us to the million-dollar question driving our entire explainer today. Can India actually pull this off and genuinely become a global AI leader? The government has laid out this incredibly ambitious Viksit Bharat 2047 vision, which is essentially a master plan to become a fully developed nation by 2047. And right smack in the middle of that roadmap, the goal to be an undeniable global AI powerhouse. Today, we're going to break that down. Is it just a pipe dream, or is the foundation actually being built as we speak? Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with India's AI Vision 2047, then look at AI infrastructure and homegrown models, check out the economic impact of AI, dive into the key challenges and dependencies, and finally, wrap up with building a secure and inclusive future. Let's get right into it. All right, Section 1. India's AI Vision 2047, the blueprint for a global powerhouse. You literally can't talk about AI without talking about hardware, right? Well, picture this number, 18,693. That's the exact number of graphics processing units, or GPUs, that are going to power the Indian government's new, highly sophisticated computing center. In the AI universe, GPUs are absolutely the lifeblood. They're what makes the magic happen. This setup is going to be an open marketplace, giving startups, researchers, and students affordable access to world-class computing. It's basically democratizing the power to build advanced AI. To put that massive 19,000 number into perspective, let's stack India's new capabilities right up against some heavy hitters. This planned infrastructure represents roughly 9 times the capacity of DeepSeek and about 2/3 the raw computing power behind ChatGPT. So yeah, we're talking about a serious, immediate leap in processing muscle. Moving on to Section 2, AI infrastructure and homegrown models, indigenous tech execution. It's one thing to buy the hardware, but you've got to build software that actually works for a super diverse population. India is aggressively building its own models from the ground up. Take Bharat, for example. It's actually the world's first government-funded large language model specifically made for public services. Then you've got Sarvam-1, a massive 2 billion parameter model that supports 10 major Indian languages. Add in platforms like Bhashini for digital language translation and Chitralekha for open-source video transcreation, and you can see how India is building AI that inherently understands its own unique, complex linguistic landscape. The really cool part, this isn't just a bunch of lab experiments. AI is being baked right into India's already massive digital public infrastructure. It's actively supercharging everyday systems like Adobe, UPI, and DigiLocker to make them faster and more efficient. And get this, the Reserve Bank of India is even deploying a system called MuleHunter.ai. It's designed specifically to sniff out scams and trace money laundering mule accounts. They are literally weaponizing AI to fight financial fraud. Now for Section 3, economic impact of AI, the financial and talent momentum. Hardware and software need human minds to build them, and India has an absolute ton of them. A staggering 16% of the entire world's AI talent is right here in India. According to the Stanford AI Index, India actually ranks #1 globally in AI skill penetration. We're talking about a 14-fold increase in the AI-skilled workforce just since 2016. That talent pool is the global engine driving AI-powered automation, fintech, and healthcare across the world. And where the talent goes, the money definitely follows. We're seeing a wild 6-fold jump in generative AI startup funding. According to a NASSCOM report, that funding skyrocketed to $51 million in the 2025 financial year alone. With around 520 tech incubators and accelerators up and running, India has firmly secured its spot as the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world, and AI is rapidly becoming the star of the show. The economic trajectory here is crystal clear. With an estimated annual growth rate hitting anywhere from 25 to 35%, the market is expanding so incredibly fast that the demand for AI professionals is projected to reach 1 million by 2026. Plus, 80% of Indian companies are now putting AI right at the top of their core strategic goals. Which brings us to Section 4, Key Challenges and Dependencies. the cracks in the blueprint. Because no revolution is perfect, right? We have to look at the vulnerabilities. And this number is a heavy one. 60 million. That's the potential number of manufacturing jobs that could be lost to automation in India by 2030. While AI creates brilliant high-tech jobs, it seriously threatens traditional roles. If this hyper-aggressive push for AI outpaces the reskilling of the everyday workforce, especially out in rural areas in Tier 2 or Tier 3 cities, we're looking at a massive socioeconomic threat and a huge digital divide. Then there's the big Achilles heel. While the software and startup side is absolutely booming, there is an almost total reliance on foreign manufactured chips and GPUs. Add to that a heavy dependence on global tech giants like AWS and Google for cloud services. Without domestic hardware, true tech independence is always going to be just slightly out of reach. Add to that some really intense regulatory and environmental headwinds. Right now, there's a glaring lack of dedicated AI laws in India to handle risks like unchecked deepfakes and major privacy breaches. You've got the danger of model bias from datasets that aren't fully representative. And environmentally, AI data centers are already causing 1% of global greenhouse gas emissions, and that's expected to double by 2026. It's a massive carbon footprint and a huge drain on water resources. Let's look at how to fix this in Section 5, Secure and Inclusive Future, Reinforcing the Foundation. So how do we reinforce this whole system? Well, it's a three-step process. Step 1, break the foreign reliance by securing domestic chip manufacturing through programs like Semicon India and the National Quantum Mission. Step 2, you've got to aggressively reskill the youth through initiatives like Future Skills Prime to offset those automation job losses. And Step 3, draft a dedicated, rock-solid AI and Quantum Act to keep data use safe and regulated. And to tackle that massive environmental crisis we just mentioned, this strategy has to pivot toward what's called sustainable AI. This literally means designing algorithms and data centers that just consume way less power. We have to optimize energy usage and cleanly integrate these power-hungry facilities with smart grids. Our algorithmic ambitions just cannot come at the expense of our environment. So, I want to leave you with this final thought for today's explainer. The momentum we've seen is undeniable, but the road ahead is seriously complex. As India sprints toward becoming a global AI superpower by 2047, the ultimate test isn't just going to be about raw processing power or billions in startup funding. It's going to be this. Will India build a future that's not just smart and technologically advanced, but genuinely sustainable, inclusive, and responsible? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating shift with me today.